Alright, this is to demonstrate the effect pilot injection has on the Duramax, as well as idle timing. You can see right now the engine is running pretty much stock, 0 degrees main injection with 5 degrees pilot, and pilot fuel of 0.94 millimeters cubed. We're going to go ahead and turn off pilot injection. I'm going to set the pilot injection table to -5. This will turn off the pilot in 2 stages. The pilot fuel went to 0 and then the pilot timing turned off. You can hear the engine is now quite a bit louder, but it's still running pretty smooth. So next we are going to play with the idle timing. This is 0 degrees. Let's go ahead and let's try 5 degrees before top dead center. You can see it change. It actually just makes the engine louder. If we go back to 0, you see the engine gets a little quieter. There's no serious change in fuel consumption. Let's try 1 degree after top dead center. In other words, -1. It's running -1. Still no significant change in fuel consumption or sound. Let's jump all the way to 5. 5 degrees after top dead center. Starting to use a little more fuel. It's not as efficient. This makes perfect sense. But it's still smooth and it's actually now back to as quiet as with pilot injection on. Let's go ahead and start bumping it up a little bit. Fuel consumption's going up. Still nice and quiet, but this is not very efficient. This is about where we start to have problems. We're developing a lope, and if you look in the mirror, it's hard to see in the video, but it's smoking a bit. Let's just go ahead and bump it to -10 and see what happens. It's very unhappy. You can see the RPM jumping up and down, huge amounts of pilot fuel, and a whole lot of unburned diesel out the exhaust. But the truck is very much still running without pilot fuel. Let's go ahead and turn the pilot injection back on. We're still at -10 degrees. Pilot injection is back on at -4. Fuel consumption's down, still a little lopey, and still a little smoky. Not nearly as bad as before. Let's put this poor engine out of its misery and put the timing back to stock. You can now see the smoke's pretty much cleared up and it's idling nice and happy. So there's a quick rundown of what pilot fuel and pilot timing does to a Duramax diesel.